we're going to be getting better drops for legendary items. We're going to be getting better drops for set equipment and gear. This is great news for free-to-play players and for people who are just behind inside of the game, as well of all of us that play every single day and people that spend money inside of the game as well. A lot of the news that we're looking at right here was, well, not a lot of it, because a small amount of it was shared with all of us here in North America by Blizzard. They put out some notes and it was very limited on what we had. But over here on the Chinese blog, there's quite a bit more information. We've translated it all over and we're gonna be looking at it today. I wanna say that DM did put a video out on this earlier today. Unfortunately, I was stuck at work and was not able to put out my video until right now. And Datamine ARPG is actually the person that sent this in my direction. So I wanna give him some credit and some love. His Twitter is gonna be linked down below if you wanna go follow him for leaks and things like that regarding Diablo Immortal. But let's take a look here, because I was excited when I heard more free legendaries, more free set items, better experiences for free-to-play players and new players. All right, let's go through this here together. Accelerate your growth and you'll win the magic costume. Remember, this is translated from over in Chinese, so it could be a little wonky at times. The large version of Diablo Immortal, Shadow of the Moon Eater, will launch on December 14th. So we're looking at 7 days from when you're watching this right now. In the severe cold at the end of the year, the trend of darkness is still hot. Diablo Moral has been well received worldwide since its launch. The official is also working on how to improve the game experience in response to the optimization suggestions given by players. The official, that's Diablo Immortal, like the dev team in Blizzard. The end of the year version of Shadow of the Moon Devourer, which will be launched on December 14th, will bring all adventurers a smooth experience of high-speed level upgrades and explosive outfit guarantees. Outfit guarantees being the gear that we're talking about, right? So growth, speed-ups, smooth upgrades. What's this all about? Let's take a look at this first. Diablo Immortal changed. The end-of-year version, the level is upgraded at a high speed. We saw this before. I think it was before the server merge or the server transfer thing. We got this extra bonus. It seems like it's happening again. In the big version of the end of year, the mobile game project team focuses on solving the problem of slow upgrades during the growth period of novices and adjusts the gross and upgrade multiplier according to the difference between the player level and the peak server level, optimizing the large gap between new and old players. This is true. I have a friend on my server, newer player, Paragon 130 something right now, and for them to get to where I am, which is level 360 or 370, it's going to take them a while since I'm still grinding every day. So this is going to help them even more. The problem, so that new players also have a more enjoyable growth experience, speed up and upgrades become stronger. Let's read on to see what else has to be said here. When the player reaches level 60, which is essentially max level, and then you hit Paragon. Level 60 is when the game really begins inside of all Diablo games. As long as the player is lower than the server level, not only will there be a high probability of getting a surprise drop of orange and green equipment, but also experience accelerated growth. Orange equipment being legendaries, green equipment being set items. Set items are your secondary gear. Legendaries are the ones you're trying to equip on your primary, for those of you new players that don't know. Players who are lower than the server level can get up to 8 times the upgrade rate. However, as a newcomer who has just stepped into the game, or an old gun who is now returned for a long time, you can easily catch up with the big team. So what we're looking at right here is 800% experience gains, depending on how far you are behind. So 800% is a pretty big deal. I mean, what I'm looking at, because I'm a few behind Paragon. I think I'm 15 levels behind Paragon, and my bonus is like 190%. And I feel like I get stuff a lot. So if I'm going to be getting stuff, or if newer players will get stuff at 800 times, the satisfaction is going to be massive. The explosion rate is guaranteed, and the magical costume must be won. What does this mean? Diablo Moral changed the brand new big end of year version. The chance of explosion is increased. What do they mean by explosion? With the help of this major version update, Diablo Immortal has created a reward and upgrade mechanism for all players, optimizing the explosion experience. So I'm guessing this is going to be like an event or something going on inside of the game. When the player completes 4 or 8 reward missions, the corresponding treasure chest rewards have been increased. And after completing the Herodrum Illustrated Book mission for the first time every day, you get 100% orange equipment. All right, 2 things to break down here. First of all, when the player completes 4 or 8 reward missions, the corresponding treasure chest rewards have been increased. This means your bounty board rewards. When I do a bounty board, I get about 100,000 XP or something like that. That's not a ton. It's not a ton for completing 4 of the 8, 4 of however many you have to do. So 100,000 every time you turn in the chest. I'd love to see either more XP or even better things coming out of that. It's very rare I see a legendary. So they're increasing that, which is great, but even better than that. And after completing the Herodrum Illustrated Book mission for the first time every day, you get 100% orange equipment. This means you're guaranteed a legendary. You're gonna turn in your essence, your 10 monstrous essence for the first time. Remember, you could do it 3 times a day, but you're gonna do it for the first time and you're gonna be guaranteed a legendary piece of gear. This means you're getting 30 legendaries a month just from doing 10 monstrous essence on top of any other that you find, any other that you buy from the shop with gold. There's a lot of opportunity to get new legendary equipment, which can either upgrade your legendary equipment or you could use it as food to then upgrade your equipment itself. So like what I mean by upgrade is when you get a new legendary item and you see that your satchel kind of glows, it shows you that that's a good piece. You'll see the arrows up on the piece of equipment. You're like, yes, I need to equip that. And if the gear isn't right, you go to the essence transfer and you transfer over your essences. If you don't know what I mean by that, let me know in the comments below and I could put a video out on it. I think I did in the past. I could do it again. But it's really just good for getting those upgrades and progressing your account, whether you're free to play, new player, old player, doesn't matter. Good news there. In addition, daily dungeon tasks have been added. I like this. Players not only need to compete in 3 dungeons a day to get 100% random green equipment rewards. And I read that improperly, but it's okay. You need to complete 3 dungeons a day. That's easy. We're talking about 15 minutes, right? And you're getting 100% chance of getting a set item. How many times have you run a dungeon and you run through 7, 8, 9 times like, where the heck is my green? I got nothing. Well, now you're guaranteed at least 1 in 3 runs. So if I run 3, I know I'm getting a green. And that's really good when you're trying to fill in those gaps. So they've made it easier because now we can craft greens. They've made it easier because now we're being guaranteed on 3 runs. This is huge. I think Blizzard is doing a great job. The only thing that they could do better is let us know in North America so I don't have to go to these Chinese websites to find out the information and share it. Because this is great info. These are great changes coming to the game. I don't want to see them like behind these stone walls where we have to go dig through to find them. Besides that, they're making great changes. So let's keep going. We don't need to, we already know about Diablo Immortal. The low utilization rate of green equipment in the past has been considered by the official, by Blizzard. Players can exchange excess green equipment for designated suits without wasting any resources. Never disappoint an effort. Okay, so 2 things here. One is the low utilization of green equipment. People weren't really searching for crazy greens, right? Like, honestly, even for me, I'm all green, obviously, on my secondary gear, but I wasn't always just hunting for particular pieces. I said, I'm gonna put the best ones that I have equipped. I'm gonna try and get some so they match up together for those buffs, but I wasn't gonna go crazy. I wasn't gonna go running hours a day to try and find the perfect one, just so when I get to the next hell level, I have to find it again. Blizzard sees this. They see that people aren't really utilizing it the way that they'd like them to, so they made it easier. I love that. And now they said players can exchange excess green equipment for designated suits without wasting any resources. What does this mean? Does this mean you're gonna be able to trade in your greens for other greens? That it seems like they're trying to make it more efficient to create your own secondary set items. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's really gonna be cool, and I can't wait to dive a little bit more into it when we do get there. Diablo Moral changed on December 14th, the end of the year. Big version Shadow of the Moon Devourer will be open for public beta. It's going to be available, I guess, to play. The version update brings players a sincere experience reform, hoping to bring you into a more refreshing Diablo world. Enjoy the high-speed upgrades and cool explosive experience. So honestly, I'm loving what I'm reading. I love hearing Diablo changing. This is what we've talked about forever on this channel that Blizzard is going to continuously update the game. When I see stuff like this, it makes me say, I shouldn't be playing any other game. This is what I should be playing. Like, if I go to my iPad right now, here, wait 1 second. You're going to like this. Here, there's one game on my iPad. Can you see that? Let's get you zoomed in. One game. That's it. I have no reason to open my iPad or play anything else. That's completely it. This is great news coming from China. Let's just get us this news so we can bring it out with China so we don't have to search for it and translate it. That would be awesome because the news is there. Just don't want to dig for it. Great stuff. I'm excited for Diablo Immortal. I did also drop a release date of Diablo 4 earlier today, this morning on the channel. I recorded that video as soon as I woke up. It's predictions. Actually, it's not predictions. It's, what is it? Data mine stuff, I guess, but not official. Go check out that video I posted earlier today. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll be bringing you all the latest and greatest from Diablo Immortal. Plus, I have another great video that I recorded today that's out for editing. You guys are going to love it. I'll see you guys in the next one.